Troy Polamalu, the peripatetic Steelers safety, joining us from Beverly Hills this morning. Look at you. Beverly Hills, Troy. Aren't you too close to the UCLA campus?
Well, actually, I was driving through. When you asked me that question, I'm in South Central now.
You had to get closer to USC and get away from UCLA?
Sure.
How you doing?
I'm all right, thank God. How are you?
I'm good. I'm curious about the Dark Knight Rises that you and your teammates got cameos. Now, what role did you play?
You know, to be honest, when they filmed that, I thought I'd be on the cutting room floor, so I haven't seen the movie yet. But we were standing on the sidelines during the national anthem.
That's it?
It's like a national Gotham anthem.
So you're playing for the Gotham Rogues, and you're coached by Bill Cowher.
Yep.
How much did you get paid for being in that movie?
Nothing.
Well, they have to give you something.
Oh, actually, the director, I can't recall his name right now.
Yeah.
But he gave us a really nice bottle of wine, which is awesome. But I can't recall his name, but I know he's very prestigious in that community.
Okay, so you got Hines Ward, you got Ben, yourself, and Mike Wallace. Best actor out of the group there?
Given my experience with Heads and Shoulders, I don't know. Hines is obviously very comfortable in front of the camera, so might have to go to Hines.
Would you want to do any of that acting?
Me? No. It's definitely not a very good skill. If you actually went to one of these commercial shoots, you'd see that, it may take me like 100 takes for a 15-second spot.
You think you could take Christian Bale?
Well, I am a little bit of a method actor. I try to get into my role of being myself, in these commercials.
Did you know I had a run-in with Christian Bale?
You did?
Yeah.
I did not.
Would you like to hear it?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, this was 4 years ago. And give you an idea, my intenseness and his as well. Here's my run-in with Christian Bale. Hey, Christian, you really nailed that scene.
You're unbelievable, man. You're unbelievable.
Wait, are you talking to me?
I want you off the set, you.
You know what? Call me DP.
I never had a DP behave like this.
I was just standing here. I didn't mean to bother you.
Then why the are you walking right through? Da-da-da-da, like this in the background. What the is it with you?
I'm just trying to get you ready for the next scene, man.
Oh, good for you. Jake, man, you're amateur.
You see, Troy? I mean...
You know what? When he was on set, he actually did the same thing to me.
Oh, I don't think he would do that to you, Troy.
That was me in the background he was actually really talking to.
Have you ever tackled anybody out of a football environment?
No, I couldn't say I have.
Like never.
I watched Jerome Bettis get punked a long time ago and kind of learned my lesson.
Is that when somebody wanted to tackle Bettis at a golf course and didn't they get hurt?
Yeah.
You don't want to do that.
No, well, no, it was all part of the whole punk thing, and I don't know, it was pretty bad acting. I couldn't believe he really fell for it.
I would like to know what it feels like to get hit by you.
It probably wouldn't hurt very much.
I think so. I mean, you're like, you don't go in to just get somebody down. Like, don't you go in with the mindset that I'm going to take you down and it's going to hurt you?
Well, I don't know. I wouldn't say like the hurt part, but the goal is definitely to try to bring somebody down.
But you see guys who don't tackle very well. They don't wrap them up.
I'm obligated to say that with the state of football nowadays.
Have you ever tried to purposely knock somebody out?
Have I? No, definitely not. I've been knocked out way too many times to understand that I wouldn't want anybody else to feel that way.
How many concussions do you think you've had?
I've had, I believe, 8 or 9 recorded concussions. We'll have another conversation after I'm done playing football.
How many unrecorded?
Well, when people say that, you kind of just get, just feel like a little buzzed or dazy.
You get your bell
or
rung.
dazed. I'm sorry. Yeah, if you just feel like your bell rung, they consider that a concussion.
Do you?
And I wouldn't know, but if that is considered a concussion, I would say any football player at least records maybe 50 to 100 concussions a year. So
he's Troy Polamalu, the Steelers safety, joining us, Dan Patrick Show. Have you ever lied to get back into a game?
Yes, I have, for sure.
How do you do that?
Well, there's just so much built up about team camaraderie and sacrifice, and football is such a tough man's game. I think that's why it's so popular, and that's why so many blue collar communities and people can really feel attracted to this, because it is sort of a blue collar struggle, that football players go through in terms of the physicality of the game and the commitment you need. So it would be no different than a guy who wakes up to go to the mines every day in West Virginia. You know what I mean? Where you don't feel right, you feel sick. It's that sort of commitment that you need to play football. You feel sore, you feel beat up, you're injured, you're legitimately injured. Where most people may take 3 months out of work in an office. We choose to play, I should say, the following week.
Can you change the way you play?
Have I? I would say, yeah, definitely.
Will you continue to try to lie to get back into games?
Well, I mean, there's. I wouldn't say that I've had any major lies. Where somebody may say, "Hey, is your knee messed up?" When it may be kind of messed up, and you just kind of push yourself to be out there with your brothers. But so I wouldn't say there are any major lies where I've totally lied myself out of concussion. In fact, during concussions, if it's serious enough, you can't even be conscious enough to lie. But I don't know. I hope I'm not put in that position.
Before I get to what you're doing with Head and Shoulders again, the Tim Tebow pass to Demaryius Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
How long did it take to get over that?
I don't know, 6 seconds maybe the play took.
So you saw him, you see Thomas ending your season, and then you're walking off, in your mind, it's over.
Yeah, for sure.
And then you can compartmentalize that, and you just move on and say, all right, the off-season's begun.
No, absolutely not.
Did it crush you?
It's very disappointing to any way that a season ends, whether you don't make the playoffs or whether you lose in an overtime victory. There's, in my 9 years, only 9 teams are happy, and I've been fortunate enough to be part of 2 of those teams. So I would say the remaining 7 were all pretty disappointing.
But you got beat by Tebow. Did it hurt a little bit more that it was a Tebow pass to beat you, or did it matter?
No, absolutely not. It didn't matter. He's a very talented player, but I wouldn't consider losing to him any more than losing to any other player on any other team.
What are you doing? We've had you on before quite a few times with Head and Shoulders. I think they've done a great job with the campaign. What is new about this Head and Shoulders campaign?
Well, this new Head and Shoulders campaign is the Main Man Challenge. We've got some baseball players, Nick Swisher, Ivan Rodriguez, Dennis Eckersley. So we're covering some pretty big eras there. And they're putting out some videos so they become the next main man with Joe and I.
Okay, but it's spelled M-A-N-E, mainmanchallenge.com if you want to see the videos.
Yeah, and you can go to the Head and Shoulders Facebook page to find all that.
It's good to visit with you again.
You too. And you went deep pretty fast.
Yeah, I normally do. I started with Batman, though, Troy.
Yeah, you did. We're going to get into some theology, some religion, and some
spirituality,
some politics and stuff later, right?
Hey, Any words of advice with Hines Ward joining us on Football Night in America at NBC?
Oh, I wasn't aware of that. Hines is funny. He's a really, really, well, I mean, you kind of see what you get with him. If he can sit there and laugh and make fun during a football game, he's like that just about anywhere.
Good luck with Head and Shoulders with the campaign. Good to visit with you again.
Thank you, you too.
All right, Troy Polamalu. Main Man Challenge, MANE, mainmanchallenge.com. We'll recap that. Very interesting. Always love talking to him. A deep, deep guy.